My name's Dax Marcus. I'm the operations director here at Trust SoCal.
And I am Keta with Straitjacket Podcast. And today I'm happy to introduce our guest, AK. Hi, AK. Good morning to you.
How y'all doing? Good morning.
We're doing good. And AK is an artist and an actor and recently got sober. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from West Virginia, It's a little country, it's a little hood, It's a
little bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been fighting addiction my whole life for real. But I never really came to acceptance with it until like maybe a year ago.
Was that like I don't know that I'm not an addict. And you're like, oh snap, I'm an addict.
That part.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. I was like, shit.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not an addict. I just get high.
I'm not an addict. I just get high.
Right.
And was there addiction in your home? Did you grow up around it?
Yeah. It was. It's been around since I can remember. No, I can't say like in the community it was around. Mm-hmm. Like when I was a kid, my granny, she would drink, and you know what I'm saying, they would drink a lot. But what I didn't know as a kid was they was getting high while they was drinking. They just kept it from us. So I respect her for that. You feel me? That's my number one lady. Love my granny to death, man.
Did she raise you?
Till I was 12.
Okay.
Then I went to live with my dad. But it all plays a role in my life, too.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Because when we're kids, we don't understand why we're not with mom and dad.
Right.
Yeah, I've had that experience too.
And me and my mom, we just started like mending our bond as a mother and son, like, cause I had a lot of animosity and I don't even know, and it's like I just had so much unanswered questions, and when I tried to get clarification, it was like not here nor there, or so I was just on the line for so long. But then, I don't know. I think when I found God, my spiritual awakening, it made me view life different, and I just let all of it go. But that was part of my recovery also.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so I came to rehab in California.
Okay.
Last year, I want to say in July. So I came out here. At that time, me and my mom, we were like on rocky terms, not really talking. When we did talk, it was because she was high, wanted to call me, and just, I don't got time for that.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to do right for yourself.
But she would be on my heels though. Like the one time before I came to rehab, she called me, and I was so high, bro. I was just in the car, just sitting there by myself high. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing, Mom. I'm just chilling." She's like, "Are you high?" And I'm like, "Mom, no." She's like, "Don't lie to me. I know you're." I'm like, "I'm not high." She's like,
Mom always knows.
Well, Mom was an addict, right?
Yeah.
So Mom knows an addict.
But that was the step that made me want to go to rehab. I'm like, you know what? If she sees it and because that's not my growing up. Oh, okay, I did drugs now and again, like as an addiction. But mostly I just smoked weed for the most part, and I was alcoholic because alcohol was like always in my household. My granny drank every night, and that's what killed her. You know what I'm saying?
She died from cirrhosis?
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Rest her soul. She was a great woman, though. But
yeah.
So every night, she was drinking every night. Got my older brother, Dominique. Got him drinking. Both of my older brothers went through addiction, too, before me.
Okay.
You feel me? Like,
it's a family disease.
But I was around it, but I never wanted to do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I done sold drugs and all that. So I've always been around it, but I've always looked down on, like, hard to, like, heroin, crystal meth, pills, like, all that. Because at a young age, my addiction started very young. Like,
yeah.
Like I was telling Dax before, my addiction was, like, it was destined because I came out addicted to crack cocaine.
Yeah.
I had Fetal Alcohol Syndrome. I was born 3 months premature. So I'm in an incubator.
Yeah.
Fighting for my life. Also withdrawing.
Yeah.
Now, I felt some type of way about that for a long time, but Mom, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to tell the world about that. She told me stop telling people. I apologize, my dukes, but I love you. And
it's your story, too.
But I'm proud of her, though,
Yeah.
It made me who I am today. It made her who she is today.
Is she sober now?
She is.
Congratulations, Mom.
She's married.
Big
15
deal.
years married.
Big deal.
Yeah, she was actually just talking to me on the phone about moving out to California because she's like, it sounds real nice out there. Me and David like to come out there. What you think about that? I'm like, ooh, Mom, I don't know, Mom. You might come out for a little bit.
Yeah, it's expensive. So
that part.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My oldest brother, Devin, he's 2 years older than me. He's like one of my biggest supporters with my recovery because he went through it himself, and he was bad on heroin, crack, and it broke my heart because I was locked up. I went to prison when I was 19.
Baby, you were such a baby.
I did 4 years. I got out for 15 months. Got pulled over with my gun in the car. Went back for 2 more years, and that was 2018, and I got out 2020.
When did you get off parole?
2023.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
I know.
Yeah.
And my brother had just got off 2 years before that. And when he got his papers and he sent them to me, I cried. I got off parole. I cried for him because I was so excited. I'm like, bro, that's serious.
Because it's such a trap, and I know I don't look like I've been on parole, but I have.
Yeah.
And I don't look like what I've been through, but it's something that when my cases were closed and everything, I was just like, I'm free for real because they keep such a tab on you. It's like a system that keeps perpetuating itself. Like you miss a visit, you're dirty automatically. Like you're going back to prison. It's like this never ending chasing your tail.
Well, see, I went back on a violation in 2021, and it's crazy because my parole was in Ohio and I got an interstate compact to West Virginia. So basically, I had 2 parole officers, right?
Oh wow!
So Ohio got the main say. Can you explain
what an interstate compact is, real quick?
An interstate compact is, say if you're locked up or incarcerated and you're about to get released to parole, but you're not from that state.
Okay.
And you want to go back to your home state or wherever you're from, you would put in an interstate compact with the parole board or the parole authority.
So that you can leave the state legally.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool.
And it just transfers it to another parole office in that state.
But you're still kind of contracted, paroled in Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was crazy because I had missed a visit. When I missed a visit because I didn't have a ride to the parole board, to the parole office because it was 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
I didn't have a car or nothing.
Yep.
And I called my parole officer early in the morning, yo, man, I'm looking for a ride right now. I don't think I got a ride. Work with me today. Well, if you're not here, I'm gonna have to put a warrant out. And I'm like, bro. So that was that. And
no grace.
I was probably on the lam for a year.
Yeah.
So then I bought a new Lexus, got pulled over, and you got a warrant. I'm all, well, let's get this over with. Went to jail. So the parole officer in Ohio was like, we're gonna let you out on house arrest. You know what I'm saying? We're like, Mr. Williams, we see you wasn't really out doing no bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I was really doing good though.
Yeah.
I was out the way. I was in the house. I wasn't out gang banging, running the streets or nothing. I was out the way. You know what I'm saying? Had a little job, stack 'em. Yeah.
Were you using at the time?
I was smoking weed.
Oh, that's not not crazy.
No, I wasn't. No,
you were doing good.
Yeah. So they let me out on house arrest. I was in there for 2 weeks. I get out on a Monday. Mind you, they towed my car because I didn't get it registered yet. So whenever I get out, I had to walk from the jail to my house. And then I had to get a ride from my house to the DMV, get my car legal, then to the shop to get it out. But while I'm at the DMV, I call my parole officer. So it's this lady. And she's like, oh, Mr. Williams, well, why are you just now calling me? What's going on? And I'm like, I'm telling you I'm out. I'm out. She's like, well, why didn't you call me when you first got out? Why didn't you come see me? I'm like, well, do you got a ride for me? You wasn't up here to pick me up, so how am I supposed to get there?
Right.
And she's like, okay, well, can you come see me tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I'll come see you tomorrow. So I go down there the very next day. I go in there. I knew something was up anyway because when I came in there, my girlfriend came in and you could sit in the waiting room. Mm-hmm. She sat down, we waiting. And she came out and opened the door and she's like, yeah, ma'am, you can't be in here. You got to wait in the car. So I'm like, man, this don't even seem
You can
right.
feel it tingling.
I've never heard this before.
Yeah.
I've never heard it. So then I go back. She's like, yeah, you got to take a UA. I take a UA. She's like, are you going to be dirty? I'm like, yeah, I'm dirty for THC. Woo-woo. You feel me? I was just on the run for a year. You know what I'm saying? If you look, when I went to jail.
Takes 30 days.
They give you a drug test when you go to jail.
Yeah.
She came and seen me in the jail before I got released. So you seen the same thing. So she's like, oh, Mr. Williams, you're dirty for THC. I'm like, I just told you that. She's like, okay, well, I'm sorry to inform you this. Stand up, turn around, and cuff up. You're going back to jail today. So I went back to jail the same next day. Went back to jail. Then when I'm in jail, she tells me I'm going to do 30 days on a PV. In West Virginia, it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
Yeah.
In Ohio, you go back to prison, you see the parole board, you might do 6 months up to 9 months.
It's like a temporary detention
Yeah.
if they see they're going to revoke your parole.
Basically.
Yeah.
So when I talked to my parole officer in Ohio, I probably did about 26 days of the 30 days.
Okay.
And I called him on the phone on a three-way, and I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, man, Mr. Williams, like, I'm sorry to inform you, but you're going to be extradited back to Ohio. He's like, now you got to go in front of the parole board in Ohio. I'm like, wait a minute.
Ugh.
Y'all, she just sanctioned me with a parole violation.
Yeah.
So you can't violate me for the same thing twice. That's double jeopardy. But they did. They did. And then come to find out, the parole officer made it seem like I got out and did hella drugs and then came and seen her and was high in there and all that. It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
I've been doing it. I'm like, come on, man.
Didn't even give you a chance.
But at the same time, that helped me out in life because when I went and sat down for that 6 months, I just thought about everything I was doing wrong, how I was moving wrong, everything I needed to change up. And when I got out that time, I was golden.
Did you max out?
No.
Okay.
No. Not that time. 2023, I got released. I maxed out in 2023 though.
Okay.
Because I went back for 9 months for being in a picture with my little brother. So my little brother's in active addiction. At this time, I was clean. I wasn't all the way out smoking weed, but I was clean.
Yeah.
And I found out he was homeless, strung out, you know what I'm saying? Like basically throwing his life away.
Yeah.
And all of his older brothers, we all live like an hour, 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So me and my older brother talking, I'm like, bro, what's up? Like, I'm going to go get him. Like, because if that was me, I would want one of y'all to come get me. You feel me? Like, that's our brother. I'm not going to leave him out there like that.
Yeah.
So I go pick him up. I bring him back to my house, clothes, money, whatever he wanted, he had it. He was with me for like 2-3 months. Then one day, I take him to Morgantown, and we go over to one of his homegirls' house. I sold her some weed, smoked some weed. And then he asked me to take him somewhere across town to get some dope. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, I'm not condoning in that. Like, you feel me? Like, if I'm out, I might stop, you feel me? But I'm not about to just, it's the middle of the night. I'm not going over there. I'm not going to put myself at that risk.
Right.
So I guess he got mad about that, me not knowing. He act like he went to sleep. So I'm thinking, all right, we cool, you know what I'm saying? Bro, cool, we safe, I can rest, I can chill. I close my eyes. I put my keys and stuff on the table. When I wake up, car keys gone.
Of course.
He gone.
Of course.
I'm like, man, please tell me you ain't just do me like that. I go outside, the car gone. Like, he ducked me for like two and a half weeks. And at that time, I had all my life possessions in my car. Like, literally everything I own was in that car. And when I got it back, everything I owned was not in that car.
Oh, my God.
So it was my little brother. And, you know. And
an addict does what an addict does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it don't matter who it is. That's how I learned. Like, it don't matter who it is.
It's not personal.
It's really not.
It's not personal. It is literally the disease. It's taking over your mind and making you do what you have to do. You're in survival mode.
I was so mad about that for so long, though. Like, because right after I got my car back.
Hell yeah.
Like 3 days after that, I went to see my parole officer.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mr. Williams. First he told me to hold my arms up. So I went like this. And then he's like, oh, that's you, ain't it? And I'm like, oh, my God. I wanted to cry. I'm like, man, it's over with. Because I let bro take a picture. He took a picture. He wanted to I let him hold my gun, take a picture. I'm like, bro, do not post it on social media, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's for protection. It's not a game. It's not a toy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was young once. I wanted to do all the same stuff. You feel me? So I let him do it. But in my mind, I knew better. I knew better. Because it's not him that's got to suffer the consequences. It's me. So my ex-girlfriend seen it, screenshotted it, and sent it to my parole officer. So that's how that went down.
A woman scorned.
Yeah, so I'm like, so he's
a
like.
woman scorned.
So then I went and did 9 months in a Supermax. And I got out in January. But I maxed out, so that killed all my, you know what I'm saying? So I was at the same time I was mad, but I was glad, I was happy. I'm like, shit, my fault. It's a new start. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah. And for our listeners that don't know what maxing out means, it means that you've done all of your confinement time. And as long as you don't commit another crime to give you more confinement time, then they can't arrest you on parole. So they terminate your parole automatically, basically. Like, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one of these specific times that you consider like your rock bottom, or was the first time you went in your rock bottom and then you just kept finding the basement, or like was there one specific moment?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like when I first went to prison, I was 21, and I had been in and out of juvie my whole teenage life. Like not from 14 to 18. I didn't have not one solid year free.
Yeah.
I was in and out of lockup, group home, boys' homes, things like that. You feel me? But I was battling my own demons. I ain't know what I wanted to do in life. You feel me? I was trying to make a name for myself at the same time, just acting out and being reckless and not caring. You know what I'm saying?
It's a product of your environment.
Yeah, basically.
And one of those demons was bipolar disorder. Can you tell me a little bit about that? When were you diagnosed?
I want to say I was 7 or 8, because I was in elementary school, and I got expelled the end of my 4th grade year. So my 5th grade year, I had to go to a mental institution.
Okay.
For the whole school year.
Locked down?
No, like it was like you go to the mental hospital and then you go through and then there's like a little room and they had a teacher and a teacher's aide and then there was 2 other people and me.
Okay.
Now, this how I know I'm crazy, bro. I'm messed up for real, y'all. Because like my homie, my little homie, man, he Joey, his name was Joey, right? And it was me, him, and then there was the older girl. She was like 15, 16. She used to always go like this to me, and I never knew what it meant.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, what does that mean? And she's like, and I'm like,
I'm glad you didn't know what that meant. You weren't exposed that early. Like, that's a good thing. There was a lot of exposure for you early.
I didn't know what was going on. Now, me and Joey, we man, you couldn't tell us nothing. We dated the Olsen twins and all that.
Yeah.
Every recess, we was out there on the swings. What's up, bro? I got married, Kate. What's up?
So wait, let me understand this. So the mental hospital, it was like you come for the day and then you got to go home to your grandma's afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like a specialized school environment situation. Okay, for people with diagnoses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I still had to go to like a therapist too. Like, so like I want to say like twice out the week, I went and seen a therapist for like at least an hour. But I don't know, I was real rebellious. I was young then. I ain't, like, if you knew the younger me, like the me I am now, I'm so much more polished and just, I got so much more
refined.
Yes, because I used to be wild.
You have a lot of joy.
Yeah.
I've noticed that about you.
See, I love life though, and I'm happy to be alive because I've been through so many situations where I might not have made it out of that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd have been shot, I'd have been stabbed, I'd have been jumped.
Tell me about being shot.
Oh, okay, so it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's not supposed to be fun.
It hurts. It's very hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
But so basically, you could say it was kind of almost karma. When I was young, I was in my teens. One of the times I was out in this little month span. So I robbed a dude, drug related, get some drugs. It was only some weed money, but still it was a drug and it was drug fuel. You feel me? And now that I'm grown, looking back, I'm like, damn, that was my addiction.
Addict mind, yeah.
Yes. So, but I robbed a dude, and then like he ended up seeing me coming out of somebody's house like 5 months later. And it's him and like three or four of his homies. And it's just me and my little bro. So I'm walking out the door, and I'm busting left, and they sitting across the street. But it's a little small street, and they up on the porch. And I'm looking, and I see him. We make eye contact. He stand up. When he stand up, I reach for my gun. I get the dumping, he get the dumping. And now it's all types of guns. Now I'm ducking on the car. I'm empty the clip. I'm trying to get up out of there. They still shooting. Jump in the car. I pulled off. I'm driving. My brother like, yeah, you know, he hype me. We didn't do that, bro. Bust this left, bust this right. Get up out of here. Yeah, what's up? He like, oh, bro, you bleeding. I'm like, what? Where? And then when I seen it, that's when I felt it. And I was like, oh. But I couldn't even go.
That adrenaline.
Yeah, but I didn't even go to the hospital.
Oh, where were you shot?
Right here in the shoulder.
Okay.
But it didn't go all the way through. So it got lodged.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, can't go to the hospital. But I called a friend who was a RN. And I just told her, like, look, bro, you got to pull this bullet out. Like, like we got to do it. And she's like, I got you. So I drove an hour and 35 minutes all the way back to Willing. Then I bit the towel. I bit the towel, man. Man, it hurt.
Just bleeding all over the car.
It hurt. But I'm like, man,
Wow.
but that's part of it. I signed up for it. You feel me? I put myself in that position. I'm just blessed that I ain't die. You feel me? Like, cause I could have got hit in the head. I could have been, and that was only one of the many shootouts I've been in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I be happy because I'm blessed to be here. Like, and I feel like my life is going so good right now. My recovery is going great. You know what I mean? Like, and I've quit cold turkey before, but it's always been like stakes to it. You know, a way like do this or do that or do this or
There'll be a consequence.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if you
basically.
don't, then this will happen. Right. Yeah.
But this time I knew it was bad, like, because my girlfriend, she was in active addiction at the same time. So when I met her,
What was y'all's DOC?
hers was fentanyl, mine was crystal meth.
Okay.
So when I met her, you know what I'm saying, like, and that was my first relationship ever being in active addiction
Yeah.
with somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, or them being in active addiction.
Right.
So it was different to me, but I don't know, like, it just made me see a lot though, cause I watched somebody die, and my homie Mud, he does crystal meth, so, and he grew up in a Southern Baptist church, you know what I'm saying, so he can script the Bible front to back, like, and that's what he does all day. He talks about God, he sings gospel songs. So we in here and we chilling out, smoking an L. Girl, she in the kitchen, hitting her little foil blow though, and bro talking about some God stuff. And next thing I know, she like this, bro. Slump. And I'm watching the color. She go from like, and she was like yellow to like super white, and I'm like, oh, bro, she's dead. Like, get the Narcan. So everybody's, he hit her with the Narcan twice. They hit her with the injection. As soon as she died, though, Mud gets up and he's walking over there, and he's like, he's preaching. He's, God, come save this soul. And he looks at me, he said, hey, Kay. He said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna bring her back. Every time I do this, they bring her back. Like, and I'm like, all right. So he's talking. And I've never seen nobody come up from an overdose the way she came up, because she was like dead, and then she just jumped like jumped up, and I was like. I said, this is a trap house, awakening, spiritual awakening right here. I
The Lord was here.
The Lord has spoke. It is time. We need to do something with our life, y'all. We got to do something. So yeah, that was about the time when I'm like, you know what? It's time for us to get a rehab. And then how it happened.
I'm so glad that was a chain of events that changed your mind in that moment, because that was a powerful spiritual experience, and you were capable of recognizing it. So many people do not recognize it, and then they miss the opportunity for change, because that was a rock bottom moment.
Yeah.
You know, witnessing somebody take their last breath and maybe not coming back, like if that doesn't jar you and wake you up and say, let me try something differently, like this isn't the life that I want, then I don't know what will.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we like, man, and all the people I done lost to fentanyl is crazy. Like,
Same.
my auntie and her daughter, they both died 6 months apart. My auntie overdosed. 6 months after that, her daughter overdosed. You feel me? So then, a year before that, my big cousin overdosed. And then my other cousin got out of prison from doing 7 years and was out for like 8 months and overdosed and died. Like, you feel me? I lost a whole bunch of homies, and it's crazy. Like, and my homie, he ate a Xanny bar. It was a pressed Xanny bar. He ate it, never woke up again. So it's like,
it's fentanyl and not Xanax.
Yeah. And that's why I always been against it, man. Like, you feel me? I always been against it. Like, I sold heroin for just a little split second when I was like 20, 24, 25, and dude overdosed in the car, and I was like, and I was cool. I'm like, no, bro, I can't be going through this. I don't know, because I didn't know nothing about it, and you know, bro, just you giving it to me. So they like, oh my God, I love you, bro. Like, don't even know.
Every time we go out, it's a roll of the dice.
That stuff scared me right there. I was like, man, hold on.
And this was your girl.
No.
That passed. It was another girl.
No. Yeah. It was another girl.
Okay. And then you said you and your girl both got sober?
Yeah. We got sober together. Now, our friend was already out here in California in one of the programs, and he had called her, and he like, yeah, man, you know, I'm out here doing real good. And I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, I'm proud of you. He like, man, y'all should come out here, man, get y'all life together. I'm like, and we been saying we going to rehab for like 5 months straight. We been saying, yeah, I'm going to rehab.
Yep, every day.
That was my girlfriend's favorite line. We got to fight. I'm going to rehab. I'm so tired of this. I'm going to rehab. I'm like, please do.
Right.
Like, so whenever it was really time to go to rehab, so she called the rehab, and then she's like, She didn't even ask me if I want to go with her. She's like, yeah, I'm going to rehab. If you want to go, here's the number. And I'm like, all right. You ain't going to tell me twice. I'm calling. So I called.
Boop.
Yeah, they was like, we can fly you out in 5 days. I'm
Sign
like,
me
well,
up.
I'll see y'all in 5 days then.
Right.
And yeah, and then we made our journey out here. Now, what I do know is, even though she said she was going to go to rehab, if I wouldn't have came with her, she would have never came that first time. You feel me? So that made the experience even better because I felt like we was doing it together.
Yeah.
So we was on a journey. And then we was out here for probably about 4 to 5 months. Her insurance got messed up because the program we went to, they was real shady. Like, the sun never hit them. They was real shady.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool in there.
Yep,
like.
it's hit or miss. It's either they're legit or they're
And it was wild because like they sold it. They was good. Detox was perfect. We got to find ourselves again. We got to have good sober fun. Going kayaking and hiking up on the mountains. Just stuff that you forget that you can have fun doing. You know what I mean? When you spend so much time getting high, that's your whole life.
Your world.
That's all you want to do. That's all you think about. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get some money in the process, but I'm only getting money so I can get high. You know what I'm saying?
They say that addiction is giving up everything for one thing, and sobriety is giving up one thing for everything.
Yeah, I seen a shirt like that too. I seen it on Temu.
Powerful.
You saw it on Temu?
Temu, they got some stuff on there.
I love it.
They got some sayings. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy journey though, man. Like, and I ain't really get deep in my addiction until 2017 was the first time like I ever did crystal meth. Me knowing it was crystal meth. Does that make sense? Because in 2012, I told you, I had that 6-month stretch while I was just doing Molly. And I was getting pounds of Molly from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And then once I finally learned about crystal meth, and I'm like, bro, this was the same exact stuff. Like,
You recognize the feeling?
yeah. No, but it's in crystal meth is more intense than MDMA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew it.
I've dabbled or had a career. I've tried all the flavors.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
I had some good times off the Molly though, man. I was a club goer then, man. I was still young, so I was
it's good until it's not.
exactly that part.
It's good until it's not, and it very quickly becomes something that you don't realize is happening. It's like you are on this trajectory, but you're on a boat or you're on a train, whatever, and like you think you can jump off at any time, but you don't know. You're gonna have to duck and roll and take some injuries, and like it's just moving too fast for you to get off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think we all have this like core version of ourselves, that's like, it could go one way or the other when you're, for me, it's alcohol. So alcoholism, that was a version of me that's still, but the core of myself was still there.
Yeah.
So I think we all kind of know we have that feeling when what we're doing goes against that, goes against that core version of ourselves. So was there like a time where what's your why? Why this time? Why now? Like, why do you feel like you're done?
I just feel like, bro, like life is so short and I can't get back the time that's already gone.
Right.
So I got to be able to set a legacy up for my name, my children. I don't have no kids yet. So I want to be able to set something nice up for my kids so whenever I go, they already got something for their kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the F up that just can't get right. You feel me? Oh, yeah, you can get some money, this and that, but can you do it consistently? Can you keep your life together on the legal side? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I really, like, I'm about to get my rad tees so I can work in the recovery business, you know what I'm saying? But I want to be like an advocate to, like, a voice for addicts and people that may have went through the same struggles that I went through or maybe going through the same struggles that I went through at that current moment. I just want to be able to give my word out to people that need to hear sometimes that they matter and that we proud of you, we love you, and you can. You know what I'm saying?
Not to, you are right now.
I know that's
Isn't that crazy?
Great, and I appreciate
like that's God
that so
confirming
much.
that desire in your heart is valid, and like that's a worthy pursuit because it's already being lined up for you. You're already sharing your story. There's already going to be people that are listening to it that are going to relate to you and want to get sober because of it.
Right.
So it's already being confirmed for you. I hope you know that, and I hope you recognize that, and you take that.
Oh, I do.
And you transfer it into.
I appreciate it so much. Man, listen. I was geeked. I'm like, I'm about to go on Straitjacket. I'm like, tune in.
We love it.
Yeah.
Tune in.
This
Hey,
is
man,
where it starts.
shout out my boy Preston Brown, man. Shout out Presto, man. I love you, bro.
So I do want to go into a little bit of your mental health issues a little bit more. When was your first manic episode? And what did it entail? 'Cause we all have our stories.
If I can think back, like, because I really couldn't identify until I was grown.
Yep. Yeah.
But I would say, like, with me, it was a lot of isolation, like a lot of feeling like the world was just pressing down on me. Like I couldn't think straight. Like I couldn't do nothing. I didn't want to be around nobody. Like, leave me alone. I'm not trying to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just down. Like, and I disappear. I would disappear, and they'd be like, "Where's bro?" Like, and I got so much energy. So if you see me and I'm like, something ain't right. But it's up here, so half the time I don't really be able to grab or understand when it's happening. That's what I'm really working on the most recently, is identifying my emotions and triggers and how to cope with those emotions.
Yeah. It's easy to see that it's happening in hindsight. When you're looking back on it and you're like, oh, that was a depressive episode, or I was manic in that at that time. Like I didn't have a lot of control over what was going on. My brain, I always say, like, why is my brain against me? Like, why am I fighting with you? You're me. Are you on my team or not? You know?
Right.
I mean, but like whenever I've had an episode, I've always been like, no, it's fine. I'm totally fine. This is fine. This is all going to work out. I go destroy my life, and then I look back, and I'm like, mania.
That was the moment.
Why did I do that?
I missed the signs.
Yes. And, it's why it's important to have people in your life that know you and know the signs of your manic episodes, because then they can be like, hey, you're showing some signs right now. But people with empathy and gentleness and kindness, and that you trust, that you're able to talk to, you know what I mean? Because if you have somebody you don't like telling you that you're crazy, you're like, I'll show you crazy. You know what I mean? I'll show you crazy. But yeah, do you have people in your life right now that are that support system for you?
I do though. Shout out to my beautiful girlfriend Ashley. You know what I'm saying? And she bipolar too though, so she's good. She good with identifying, and she gotta try to keep me in line, because I'll be doing certain things and sometimes I won't think, and she be there like, man. And sometimes, and I feel attacked a lot of the times, but really she's just looking out for me and trying to get me, you know what I'm saying? So my first reaction be like, man, no. In my head the whole time, knowing that she right though. Like,
she might be right. She was
right
right
though,
last time. And the time before that. And the time before that. We see you, Ashley girl, doing Lord's work, helping him out.
Sometimes we need that outside point of view. I always, we think we know best. And when we look back on a lot of these decisions, I put myself in all the worst situations of my life. It was me. It wasn't the person that was
the
next to me trying to help me. Common denominator is me. It's me having, free will. So yeah, it's nice to have somebody on the side there that'll tell you when you're
free will isn't free. It is expensive. It is expensive.
It is kind of costly.
It's costly, but it's the same. It goes both ways. Depending on what you use it for and what you align it with. If you choose a devastating path, a sabotage path, like you're going to pay in full. But if you invest into a future where you are setting yourself up, it's doing hard things for an easy life or doing easy things for a hard life. That's all you get. You get those two options, those two paths. Or you can stand still and life will collapse around you. We're not there's not a lot of wiggle room either way. Right. Like either you're doing hard things for an easy life or easy things for a hard life.
Right.
Like that's what we get to choose every single day.
And that's usually how it comes. That's crap. I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
The hard part is the momentum. You know, it's like, it's easy to build momentum doing the easy things. It's harder to build the momentum doing the hard things that you're, you know, that the sobriety part, you know, building momentum in the sobriety and making, you know, leaps and bounds in your mental health, you know, those, getting that momentum to where you actually feel like you're making progress and that will keep you moving forward. That I think is one of the harder things, you know, is just seeing that in yourself. Because somebody else could tell you you're doing great all day, but until you see it in yourself, I think it's hard to find sometimes the daily motivation to keep, you know, to keep moving, to keep doing the hard things.
Right. Yeah, but once you get momentum, like that ball starts rolling, like miracles just fall down from the sky.
Is real.
Literally, like if you find yourself in some momentum, like just keep going. Yeah. Keep rocking. Keep going with
rolling,
it.
You got to keep rolling.
Yeah, because if it stops, then you got to get it going again, and that's the thing. You know, it's hard to get that. It's hard to get that initial push.
That momentum.
And it will. It'll hit. You know, there's many walls. You know, we're all going to hit that wall. You know, I think the main turning point in, you know, in keeping this long-term sobriety thing going and just in general making better decisions is like, how do I handle it when things go wrong?
When the chips are down.
When my plan doesn't go how I planned it, you know? So is there, if you could choose like something like a skill you've gained in the past, you know, that past 102 days, you know, what happens now versus before when something like disrupts your plan? Like, how do you handle that now?
Now it's a lot different. It's like now I actually think about stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to be real impulsive and I just act. And then that's how I got my IDF attitude, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, because I wouldn't think, I would just do, and then I had to sit and deal with the consequences. Yeah. But I ain't going to cry about it. I'm like, oh, no, okay.
It was
I
me.
did it to myself. I'm going to deal with it. Like, you know? But now, when I'm in my mind or something, like now I journal, you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing.
Huge.
I like watching TED Talks. What's her name? Real Kim. I don't know if you hit the Real Kim.
I love her.
Yeah. Put her on the TV. She gonna take you on a trip. Let's go. Yeah, but I mean, and then you know, just support like my peers, my older brother, my sisters, my dad. Like everybody's supportive of my recovery, man. Like everybody's rooting for me for real, and it feel good to hear them say that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
My mom told me she like I'm proud of you, like I'm proud of you, like you doing real good, like I can see the change, I see you progressing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was having a regular conversation with her. She called me, we was at the center one day and she called me. She was going through something and I'm like, what's up, Ma? You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, you in group? And I'm like, no, it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can talk, like whatever's on your chest. And I was giving her relationship advice about her marriage and she's like, I'm so proud of you, boo. Like, and I was like, man, I felt real good though, because I'm like, yeah, that feel good.
Mom knows what it's like and how hard it is to recover, you know? So you know that she's speaking from a place of like
and she didn't
relief.
Do it. Yes.
Relief. Not worrying about you, not wondering where you are every night, what you're doing, if you're going to come up dead or in jail or whatever the case is.
And that was her thing back in the day. Like, one of the recent conversations we had, she explained to me why it's so important for her to have her own stuff now, like growing up, because our granny raised us, and then I moved with my pops, you feel me? And then once I was old enough to travel back and forth, I was just back and forth on my own. Yeah, so her and her old man was just going through it, and I was just giving them advice, man, like, and she just told me she was proud of me, and I ain't heard that in a while. But she basically saying, like, for her to have her house, her car, a job, now that's more important to her now. She's like, she proud to have that because we didn't have that when we was growing up.
Yeah.
But she's like, even though you grown now, it still feels good to have that in case you or any of your brothers ever need it. Or she got a granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? If her granddaughter needed it, she be on me about grandkids. I'm like, Mom, chill. Like when the time's right.
Maybe in like 2 years, you know, like let me get some time under my belt. Let me get this one section sorted out, and then we can move on to the next. You know, but that's responsible of you, and I respect that. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What is your message to the world, to the addict that's listening, the person who hasn't figured it out yet, somebody who's been through what you've been through?
To anybody out there that's suffering from addiction, man. Any type of addiction. It ain't got to be necessarily drugs. It can be any addiction. And you feel like you by yourself. You feel like you don't want to tell nobody that you getting high because you don't want to be looked at as an addict. You don't want people to judge you. You don't want to. Man, forget all that, man. You can get help. It's never too late to get help. Even when you feel like, oh, I ain't an addict. I just smoke a little bit, or I like to get high. That's an addiction. If you like to do something obsessively, that's an addiction. Yeah. If you can't control that, that's an addiction. But there's always help, man. There's always help. I didn't even know. Like, I heard about rehab, right? But I never
on TV
sat down and thought about rehab. Like they really go and get clean from drugs? Who wants to do that? What? Why would you ever? And then when you take that step and you like, oh, ain't nobody don't pass me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Once you
so clean.
Yeah. Once you there though, man, it feels great though, man. And I've been there though. I've been there just sneaking and getting high by myself, trying to act normal when I'm knowing I'm high.
That's the worst. Pretending
in the
you're not high
for 4 hours straight. Talking about my stomach messed up. Calling my mama like, he been in the bathroom for 4 hours. I don't know what's going on. Well, his stomach might be messed up because nobody knew I was getting high. Because they would never expect that from me. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I finally did come out, and I had the balls to tell everybody like, yo, like, I'm an addict, man, and I need help.
How did it feel to say those words?
It felt good though. You feel me? It felt good to actually get it off my chest, like. Cause like with my mom, like I ain't never hid nothing from my moms or my pops for real. Like growing up as a teenager, my pops, like, cause I lived with him since I was 12. You know what I'm saying? He been smoking weed my whole life. You feel me? Like to him, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? He got a medical card now, but it's just normal. So it was normal. But I always kept it real with him. Like I told him, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm doing. What he will. You feel me? Like so he knew like I wasn't just gonna be out here doing anything, and then you catch me over here like, oh yeah, eat this pill, bro. Cause I don't even like pills. I don't even like aspirins for real.
Right.
You feel me? But I've tried and got and dabbled and dabbled. I was 8 years old snorting a Percocet. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I just said, oh, what's this? They crushing something?
Older influences around that are messed
lit.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, though, I'm supposed to be out riding a bike.
Isn't that crazy, though? Because I was 10 years old the first time I did meth, and who gave it to me? Like, what were they doing? We were children. Like, what do you mean?
See, and that's been my problem my whole life, because I always trying to be older than I was.
I get that.
But it wasn't really like me. I was forced into it, I feel like, because
it's environment.
For a long time, it was just me, my 2 brothers, and my granny. And yeah, she put food on the table for us, and we never went hungry, but we didn't have like other kids have. We didn't have toys and good shoes. We didn't have all that. But
she was dealing with her own demons.
Exactly. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, granny gonna pay the rent. She gonna put the food on the table. Y'all want a game system? Y'all want some clothes? All right, cool. We gonna go make it happen. And somehow, which way? And it was either, and I had no guidance. There was no male figure to say, hey, man, well, why don't you make some lemonade? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you get a car wash? I ain't had no guidance to tell me to do the right thing. I go up the street, down the block. They on, oh, what's up?
The streets
what's up,
raised you.
Yeah. Man, bro, I'm broke, bro. Like, man, bro, everybody got the new Xbox, bro. We ain't got nothing, bro. Man, what? You want to know how to get an Xbox? Watch, let me. And then that was that. Now, just lock your windows, because
lock your windows. Hide your kids.
I stole somebody's turtle one time, y'all.
You stole somebody's turtle?
I sure did, and I had that turtle for like a year and a half.
What'd you name it?
What was his name? What was the turtle's name?
His name was Franklin.
Of course it was.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
Cartoon.
So that's amazing.
But he was like this big. He didn't get too big. He was like that.
A little
big,
reddier.
He had his shell. His shell was like yellow and it had like red and black in it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was cool though.
He was cool?
Yeah, I'm like, I was young, so I already knew I was in trouble. I'm like, I already know I'm in trouble. I'm stealing. I ain't even supposed to be stealing. My grandma find out I'm stealing. She gonna beat me, and she's so shrewd. She gonna make me take it back.
Yeah.
Well, y'all understand.
Yeah.
One time, right? And then I don't even know, bro, because, like, that's not me. Like, as an adult, like, as a human being, like, now growing up, like, yeah, okay, I done done some things. I done been there. Okay, I done robbed, woody woo. But now it's like, if you work hard for what you got, bro, don't never take somebody's hard. They work hard for that. Don't ever just take that from them. That ain't cool, man. Go work for it. It's not hard to get it. If you don't know how to get it, there's always someone out there that can teach you the right way. Don't be like me, bro. Don't go to the block looking for the big homies, trying to be cool, thinking, oh, yeah, I got to be like them to be accepted. No, be yourself. Be yourself. You don't got to be nobody but yourself. And that's who I am now. I'm just me. Like, I'm the same person every day. I'm the same energy every day. Yeah. Sometimes they like sit down. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm listening, but I can't sit down, though.
And that's okay. On a closing note, what is your prayer for yourself for the next year? Prayer? So we're going to watch this back in a year.
I just pray that my recovery goes far and I come out on top. I stay blessed up, keep my faith high, keep my head high, you know. I want to reach out as much as possible to the masses, man. Like, you know, one person can change the world, you know. They say one person can change the world.
And sometimes it's one person at a time.
Yeah, so that, and then you know, my music. So I got some little traction on my music. So
tell our listeners where they can find your music.
Okay, you can find me on BandLab if you download BandLab the app, or just go online. You can go to BandLab. Look me up. AK_Hoopa HOOPA 115. Look me up, man. I got some hits on there, man. I got a YouTube channel too, man. It's Anthony Keith. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Well, it was such a pleasure having you today. We're so grateful to have you on, and wishing you the best of luck in the rest of your recovery and your life.
Thanks,
AK.
I appreciate y'all, man. It was a blast.
And we'll see you next time on Straitjacket Podcast. Thanks for listening.